Hi guys, I'm Asimthande, Majola, and this is going to be a talk about how I switched from Dyalog APL to JavaScript, and APL just stands for a programming language. APL was developed somewhere between 1955, so it's really old, and Dialog is just a subset of APL, which is still in development and constant updates come through. So yeah. So a bit about myself. I'm actually a self-taught developer. I started programming in grade 12, and then I went to Within Code in 2017 for like a year. It didn't go out as well as I planned, but I also made it. Now I'm working at a financial tech company that no one knows of, which is called RiskFlow. We specialize in risk management, and yeah, I don't want to talk about that right now, so let's get moving. So Dialog APL. I specifically call Dialog APL a Greek programming language because if you've been coding for a while and you step into Dialog, you just realized nothing makes sense because it's all based off symbols, math symbols, and it's array based. So it was very, I did an internship for 3 months where I had to learn this thick book. It was 700 pages for 3 months. And yeah, I'm actually going to talk about the whole transition from, okay, let me first tell you why I'm transitioning from, guys, I'm so nervous, but okay. Let's move this on. Cool. So let's get to this. Oh, do you guys know this meme? Have any one of you seen this meme? Cool. So what the thing is, I couldn't get a good resolution for it, but it's just basically showing programming languages in an iceberg. So up there you have stuff like JavaScript, Python and stuff, the high-level languages. And then as you go down, you get to the older and lower system languages. And APL is right about here. So it just shows you that APL, it's very old and very weird. So let's just get into it. So how to speak Greek. One, I did tell you you need symbols, math symbols usually. I'm still going to show you. And you read from left to right, which is not what normal programming languages do. In normal programming languages, you go from right to left. You guys are going to see this. And you need a keyboard because you have to map the symbols to a keyboard. And you only have like a certain number of keys on your keyboard. And you need something called a Workspace. Where you do your it's kind of like an IDE, and it saves all your programs in one file. Yeah, so the symbols. It's all math-based. All of these symbols are actually there in maths when you do equations. And I can try to explain a few of them. You have plus and minus, which is plus and minus. And you have divide and times, which is not like any other normal programming languages. It's actually divide and times from maths. The slash means something else in Dialog. And the circle you have there is pi. The asterisk stands for to the power 2. And let me pick an interesting one. Okay, the thing is, I don't know what most of the symbols, the names of them, but there's this one, which basically counts, it's like array length. It counts all of your, like let's say you have an array, it's going to give you the number of how many elements are there. And the nice thing about these is that it has, usually one symbol has 2 different functions mapped to them. So let's say you're going to use something like plus. You can take plus and then give it an array. So I can try and open up a workspace. This is the Dialog workspace. You can take plus, there. Yeah. You can take plus, give it an array. This is how you make an array. And then it will just return that. Or you can take plus, give it another array here, and it's going to add all of these numbers in very different ways. I hope you guys can actually see this. No. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, this is a very old programming language, so you can't zoom in. Yeah, there's no such thing as zooming in. So I can try using magnifier. This sucks. So yeah, can you guys see now? Yeah, so what this basically does, it takes each number from each array. So it's going to take 1, add it to 1, take 2, add it to 2, take 3, add it to 3. So you have different functions on one symbol, which is the cool thing about this. Get out of here. Cool. So I told you about reading from left to right. So let's say now, I'm going to make an example on a sale. Let's say someone says you're going to get 22.5 off 150 from a t-shirt, right? This is the, oh, what's wrong now?
Sure. There we go. Sorry.
Cool. So what you're going to, I hope so. Cool. Now it is. So how this works, it'll take this 100 and then times it with this in parentheses, and then that's how you'd get 15% off. If you were to remove the parentheses, what it would do, it would take the 100, times it by 150, and then divide it by 22.5, which in normal programming language, you start for 22.5 and go left. So this is something I had to adjust to, and it took me a very long time getting used to it. You always have to put parentheses everywhere. So the keyboard, as you can see, these are all the symbols you use. I used to have this in a large sheet on my desk, so I wouldn't forget all of these. You also have the language bar, which you guys saw on the workspace. So if you forget them, you can just go click on that language bar. Yeah, that's the keyboard. And the workspace. This is, I hate this, to be honest. Because, you can't save your functions in a separate file. Everything has to be in a workspace. You can save them in a separate file, but that's going to take you a good 10 minutes, and I don't have the time. So this is a workspace. It saves everything you type in. You can't clear this out, which is also why I hate it. And you have all your settings and things up there. And you also have a debugger, which is, I think, by far the best debugger I've ever used. But it's useless if I hate the thing. If I hate the workspace, right? So, okay. So now I'm just going to show you a different, some examples, differences between Dialog and JavaScript. We can start off with the simple hello world. Oh yeah, this was, okay, Dialog is very deceiving when you're starting it off, because everyone starts off with the simple hello world in most languages. JavaScript, you know this, it's simple console log. In Dialog, you just type out hello world as a string, press enter, you get back your hello world. So, yeah, very simple. So, starting out, first day I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be, I'm gonna ace this internship. A week after, yeah, it was a very different story. So, declaring variables. This is my thing with JavaScript. Coming from Dialog, there's only one way to declare a variable. There are globals. You save globals in a workspace. You save locals in a function, everywhere. But that's the only way to declare a variable. And in JavaScript, you have constant, you have let and var. I have watched a few tutorials on this, let and var. It's still confusing me every now and then, though. Yeah, some more maths. So this is where JavaScript or any other programming languages in the world get crushed, because this thing is so powerful when it comes to maths. In the left, I could have done more examples on JavaScript, but that would have took me 7 slides. Please, don't start now.
Let's fix it. Maybe just touch it. There you go. Sorry.
I told them, buy me a Mac.
I guess it was cold.
Let's just try playing it in and out again. Oh, that was a good minute. So I can just start out with this. I'm sure everyone has done the factorial function in JavaScript, where it's either you do it, it's either you do it recursively or don't do it recursively. But I'm sure that's like a good 3-ish lines of code. In Dialog, it's two characters. That's what you type in, and you get back your factorial. The second one is the area of a circle. As I told you guys, the square, the circle thing stands for pi. So you just say pi of 3 to the power of 2, and you get your circle function. Another one, the random number generator, which is so awesome. You just give it question mark, whatever number you want, and it will pick a number from 0 to that variable you declared. And the lowest common divisor. This is actually a weird one, because I was at Wheating Code, and they have this exam stuff where this question, I think, popped up once, and I had to do it in C. And I failed that exam. So coming to Dialog and just seeing, like, wait, this is 3 characters. I could have passed this if I had Dialog back then. But yeah. So the Dialog roundup. Dialog is cool if you're gonna, like, because at my company we do financial tech, so we work with a lot of numbers. It's cool for that, but now when you need to deploy an application to someone which is actually usable, that's where the problem starts. So yeah. Why am I at a JavaScript meetup? Because Dialog GUI is horrible. I don't know why they put that code out there, and I don't know why they still keep on updating it, but it's still there. And I'm going to show you some examples so you guys can see, but it's just the worst thing ever. So, oh, no one can see this, I'm sure. This is a slide. I didn't think about this, right? So, okay. Magnify again. So, yeah. No. Okay, so cool. What this does, it makes a GUI. You know, with all this amount of code, you would think something good is happening behind it, right? But actually, what's happening is this. 3 buttons. That's it. I had to make this program for my boss because she wanted a needle and haystack program where she was going to give me one Excel sheet, and then I had to index another Excel sheet using the columns from the needle file. So I made this. She loved it. I really hated it. And yeah, this is why I'm doing the transition. So now, in come JavaScript. I try to include a few memes because Dialog is very boring. So I hope some of you will get them. So yeah, like JavaScript literally swept me off my feet. I tried to do JavaScript when I was back in Wheating Code. I did it for a day, and then I found out that it doesn't have classes, and then I quit it. This was before ES6, you have to remember. It did have classes, but it looks very disgusting. The syntax is just not nice to me. So yeah, do you guys, fuck, I gave it away. Does this make sense? Mean mug? Mean stack? I tried. So yeah, the mean stack. So how I got into the mean stack was very weird. I'm still going to explain it. Yeah, let's get started off with Mango. Yeah, I looked into the Mango documentation. It's very huge. I didn't like it, so I opted for Mongoose. And it's so perfect because documentation is good, the community behind it is good, and it's simple. Why use SQL when you can just use JSON strings to save everything? And yeah, it just makes sense. I like it. Yeah. Express. Express for me was one of the best things ever because, one, it took me 2 days to just get used to it. After watching this guy called the Net Ninja on YouTube and reading the documentation, I had a few applications up and running. I never completed them, but yeah, Express is so good. I recommend Express for anyone who's getting started into JavaScript backend. And Angular. Well, Angular is good if you know it, but if you're starting it out, this is okay. This is how I felt when it's like the first week of Angular, right? Because you start out, the template syntax is nice and everything, but now you get into the deep stuff where you're doing like form data, sending stuff back to the API, you're using observables. It was weird for me because I've never done front-end stuff before. So the whole adjustment was just hard. And the documentation itself doesn't make sense sometimes. They just give you some code and be like, this is how we declared it, you're gonna figure it out. Maybe I'm not reading it right, but yeah, Angular was a nightmare. I think it took me 4 months to get proper comfortable with it. There's still some stuff I don't know. This is also another reason why I'm here. So yeah, that's Angular. And Node, as I told you guys, I used to hate JavaScript. Now, coming into Node, I started off with Angular, right? So after doing Angular, I realized, hey, I can actually do backend and frontend with one language. Why don't I do that? And I started off with TypeScript, and then I had to use ES6 for the server side, the Node side, and it was just nice. And yeah, if you're doing any JavaScript, just don't go below ES6 because you're gonna cry. This meme, this part, this is where everyone gets divided, right? Because NPM. By NPM, I don't mean the package manager. I mean every library and all the stuff that comes with NPM. NPM. So I feel like JavaScript is kind of like a puzzle where you're given all the pieces and you just have to put them together nicely. Sometimes you have to draw out your own pieces because that's just how it goes. But this just makes development way faster. Rather than going and doing on my own table in HTML and CSS and styling it, I can just go to the Angular material page, get the mat table, put my data in it, done. It looks good. If I did it myself, it would look like Dialog, basically. So, oh yeah, another thing. With Dialog, you can't use anything but a workspace, right? Now I can use any text editor I want. I can basically go and use Vim if I want to, right? So this was also another reason why I was happy switching to JavaScript. And ooh, it's over. So yeah, JavaScript is actually really amazing. I won't lie. Starting it, I had a few biases against it, like hippies do JavaScript or whatever. But as I got used to it, it's like, okay, no, this is a very good language. And with Dialog, it is a fancy calculator. It's just basically maths and stuff. There's nothing else you can do with it. You can try, but you are gonna fail. That's just how it is. So yeah, this talk hasn't been about anything that's technical, so I'm sure no one has any questions. If you do, you can ask them, but